Hi, good evening, everyone. We have Abhi with us. He's our SAP TRM consultant. Abhi, we can start with your introduction and we can start the demo session.
Hey, hello
Guys,
everyone. Mm.
I request everyone to be on mute, and whenever and wherever you have the queries, we can just discuss on that part. So, if you're on mute, the session will be very peaceful. Thank you so much. And Abhi, over to you.
Hey, hello everyone. I I just wanted to have a kind of introduction of myself. Um, my name is Avinash, and I'm having total of 18 years of experience. I started my career with the banking and financial sectors. I started my career with the chartered accountant firm, and I worked for many years to the banking and financial sectors, especially in the areas of business banking, called limits, various kind of limits to the corporate CC and OD limits. This is my area of working. And, in SAP, it's been almost 14 years into the SAP. I started my career with SAP FICO. Then I moved into the SAP TRM banking consultant. And basically a lead consultant for the banking TRM IHC. This is the my areas that I've worked as a lead consultant. Um, that's all about me. So, anybody wanted to just to kind of introduction so that we understand where you are, what is the background of yours? So it helps me to understand. Yeah, thank you.
Sridhar, you can just introduce yourself, Sridhar.
Just an
Uh,
understanding.
Hi everyone, my name is Sridhar Sathi. I have been in the SAP space for more than 14 years. Um, primarily worked as the FICO consultant. I think one of the areas which I always wanted to learn was Treasury. I think around 8 or 9 years back, I briefly delved into Treasury with certain areas, but then after that, I've never got exposed, or never got a chance. But I thought, it's time to just learn, as it's one of those niche areas where it's always good to have, good to learn module, and just hope to learn, as much as I can from this class.
Oh, yeah, sure. Thank you. Thank you, Sridhar.
Um, Sabya, can you introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, Sabita's here.
Shruti,
Yeah,
can you please mute yourself?
are you saying me, Sabitaji?
No, no, Sabya, you can just carry on. Thank you.
Yeah, uh, myself, Sabitaji, I have around 8+ years of FICO experience and I'm interested in the SAP TRM training. And I'm working as a SAP FICO consultant.
Okay, great, Sabyasachi. Thank you.
Thank
Ashna, you want to say something?
Sorry, I just joined. I couldn't. I'm not sure what's happening right now. Are we introducing ourselves?
If you can just introduce yourself, like with what is your background, that is more than enough. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Um, I'm Ashna. I'm a FICU consultant. Have an overall experience of 6 years in the same field, and currently interested in learning the Treasury module.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, Asna.
Abhi, I think we can start.
Ah, yes, sure.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. I was thinking I don't have an screen sharing access. Okay, now I can. Okay. So everyone, I just wanted to tell you how I'm going to start the session. Like, what would be the way of teaching you the, SAP TRM. The first thing, we understand the business process of TRM. Very, very important. If you go for an interview, see what happened. I tell you the difference between the I worked as a SAP FICO consultant and I worked as an SAP TRM consultant. The interview process of TRM, it's entirely different. When you select the candidate, we wanted to ask more about the business process. Okay, so here the most important part would be, before we start any topic, we discuss about the what is a business process all about of that particular product, or whatever we are discussing. The next most important thing would be accounting. You should be in a position to understand the construct accounting process of each and every cash flows. Okay, see here, um, for each and every product, if you're talking about, it is associated with the cash flows. Now you should be in a position to understand, when you're talking about the client, you should be in a position to understand when this particular cash flow gets triggered, what would be the accounting process. Third thing we discuss about this.
Hello.
Yeah, hi.
Sir, hi sir, this is Sairaj. I just joined now. Can you please
Okay,
repeat?
okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Sairaj. Hi, Sairaj. So we are talking
Hi sir.
about, I'm not gone far away, Sairaj. We are just discussing about how I'm going to do the, you know, training to you, basically. Whenever I discuss about that SAP Treasury and Risk Management, the first thing which I'm going to do it as in discuss about the business process of that particular product. Second thing I'm going to discuss about, I'll make you understand, let's say if the particular cash flow is getting triggered, what would be the accounting entry? Because this is very important. When you're going to talk to a client, they will not talk about, okay, how you're going to configure. First of all, you should be very clear about how the accounting gets generated. They're talking about the if particular this cash flow happening, what would be the prospective accounting, what would be the accounting entry, how are we going to construct the entry. Third thing would be, I'll be discussing about the reporting part of it. Okay. Like 1 minute. Yeah. Sorry, my throat is hard. Um, Third thing I'll be talking about, the as a treasury consultant, like treasury business user, what are the reporting in, what are the reports available to them? And finally, I'll be discussing about the month-end activities. What are the month-end activities associated with that particular product type? How are you going to construct? How are you going to configure those things? Yes. In this process, this is my normal process of teaching you. But of course, here we'll talk about end-to-end configuration, then end-to-end business process, business task execution. Okay. So this is my agenda. So when I teach you, I'll teach you on all the aspect. So basically what is happening, whenever you, as I talking about that, whenever you go for an interview for the treasury consultant, the first thing they will ask you, what is a business process? And what would be the acting part? The next things they will ask you, they will never ask you how you're going to configure. There may be 1% chances they will ask you, okay, show me how the treasury configurations work. So here one of the important thing I would like to tell you, in treasury module, the configurations are almost same. That means if you are able to construct a single product, you would see that the configurations of all other products almost are same. 90% the configurations is same. So the configuration after the completion of the courses, you would be in a position, whether you learn any particular product or not, you would be in a position to create any damn products into the system without anybody's, because by that time you'll be understanding. And I'll just try to tell you something, why I have asked you all the your introduction, because I just wanted to understand like what is your background, because whether you have an experience in the SAP, although it doesn't matter for me, I'll tell you one thing. I'll not name the company, but I'll tell you once. I mean, real things happen, real event. I have been teaching a bunch of students who are from not even from SAP background. I got an opportunity to teach SAP TRM to a people who actually a part of very less experience, 2-3 years after completion of their uh, charter accountant. Many of them are CA, many of them are engineers, but they never have an experience with the SAP. And that too, they have to work in one of the toughest client. The training was happening for 25 days. And believe me, everybody, they have cleared their interview with the client. And they all well placed. Right now, they are all into the same TRM, Treasury and Risk Management project. So the point here is, if they can learn without having any experience of an SAP TRM, I feel you people have an experience. You could learn much faster than them. So for me, it doesn't matter whether you know SAP, because this is or training is my passion. I would like to say I was a part of trainer for many places. Like I was a trainer for NIT Delhi, as a trainer for Atos Mumbai, and many years I have been giving training. So training, I would like to say it's kind of a passion of mine. So so this is the point. That's the reason I have asked your introduction, like what is your background to know. So in Treasury, this is the thing. They wanted to ask you how you know, how much good you know the business process all about, how much you know the accounting part of it, and when you're going to, Mhm. Can you all hear me, or am I not audible?
Yeah, we can
I
hear you.
Okay. So before I start the training, I'd like to tell you I've seen a lot of places, a lot of institute. They're charging hefty money in the name of treasury and banking. Believe me, when I have joined sometimes out of curiosity, and I have given a number to one of my friends. I thought I mean, that point of time, there's a person named called Aditya Chela. I don't know. So I've been sent my friends to go and learn the TRM, because that point of time he was the only trainer. But after sending him the training, I mean, for the training, after that he's not picking my call because it was horrible. He not even teach anything, only take the money. So this is just kind of an experience I have seen. I've seen many training institute what they do. They just go and show every pre-configured system and show it, and that's why you will not either. What happened after taking the training, you'll not learn anything. So this is a different part of it. So in Treasury, these are the areas they're going to ask you, like, business process, accounting, reporting, month-end activities. Okay. Most of the times, your interview patterns would be like that. There will be one question they will ask you, okay, tell me how you configured one particular product type. Okay. But remaining questions, it would be always going via the accounting, business process, reporting, like that. So you have to be understand each and every business processes, each and every product with the business processes, accounting and reporting. This is most important thing. Okay. Now, what are the course contents? So in the course content, this is the course content. I hope you all can see my screen, right? So in the course content, we'll start with the money market product. So in the money market, these are the product type we're going to discuss, like term deposit, deposit at notice, commercial paper, interest rate instruments. Under interest rate instrument, we'll discuss both fixed interest rate instruments as well as variable rate of interest, right? Forex, we're going to discuss how to configure the spot forward contract. So when I'm saying forward contract, it has a many layers, like whether you wanted to take the physical delivery of the forward contract, or you wanted to do the cash settlement, what would be the month-end activities, So everything we're going to discuss about this product when you're talking about the spot or forward contract. Similarly, we'll also discuss about the securities module like shares, money market mutual funds, and bonds. Okay, and under derivatives, now we'll go to the derivative products. In the derivative, we discuss about the interest rate swaps, currency swaps, cash and cap and floor. So when I'm discussing about the interest rate swaps, I not only tell you the business process, because I will try to tell you how the interest rate swaps is linked with the interest rate instrument. Okay. So let's say you are in a position like, let's say you have taken a business, the corporates, they have taken a loan in, uh, you know, let's say they are taken a loan in fixed rate of interest. Now they are thinking of to convert those loan into the variable rate of interest. So how the interest rate swaps playing a vital role, that linking I'm going to tell you how this is going to link. Similarly for the currency swaps, what is currency swap? How caps and floors are related with the other products. Okay. And trade finance, under the trade finance, there will be a kind of two product called letter of credit and bank guarantee. We'll also discuss about, not only discuss, we configure, end-to-end business process, because this trade finance is most important. This is one of the recent invention of S4 HANA. Uh, in the ECC, the trade finance was not there. So if anybody was asking, any client was asking, okay, we wanted to configure the letter of credit called LC. What we used to do, we used to copy the some of the money market product. We do the enhancement of the product so that it looks like a trade finance product. But 2015, 2016 onwards, SAP introduced, because they have seen the requirement of the product of trade finance, they introduced these things. They have created a separate folder for the trade finance in this S/4HANA. Also, they have make it available for the ECC, those who are going with the EHP, ECC 6, EHP 8 onwards, means Enhancement Pact 8 onwards, those who have upgraded their ECC 6.0 with the EHP version Enhancement Pack 8 onwards, they can also see the trade finance folder in the ECC. But if they not, that this particular trade finance product is not available to them. So in S4 HANA, it's available. In ECC, with the enhancement pack of 8, this product is available. Next things we'll discuss about, with our agenda is very huge actually. Hedge management, credit risk analyzer, we'll discuss about, we'll learn hedge management. Also, we'll discuss about the overview of in-house cash. Okay, this is one of the biggest topic. I'm sorry, I may not able to show you the end-to-end configuration here because our system is not that, but what happened, I'll give you very good overview, because after giving this level of overview, I'm sure if they ask questions about in the interview, about the IHC, you can explain them much better way, because this is the area I have already worked there. There are ideally there are 3 or 4 scenario: payment on behalf of, intercompany netting, receipt on behalf of, so direct debit. So these are the various scenarios we'll discuss in detail. So, and BCM, one of the important thing, bank communication management, and this is all the overview session and overview of cash management. Okay, so in the overview, I'll make it configure in the system. I'll show you how does this thing. Only the thing is, this in-house cache configuration end to end, I may not able to do that because it requires the system is capable of, there are a lot of configurations required, later basis consultant, above consultant. So I may not able to show you. The overview would be very fine. You understand. See, in the IHC, the normal interview questions would be, what are the different scenarios? So ideally the scenarios would be POBO, payment on behalf of, receipt on behalf of and intercompany netting. Sometimes what happened, receipt on behalf of many companies do it by the direct debit. They may not implement receipt on behalf of, they implement direct debit in case of their collection process. And then BCM, I'll show you how to configure the BCM in the system. Kind of overview, like, and that's overview of the cash management. So this would be my agenda for the entire TRM courses. Okay. Now the
Abhinav,
questions always, yeah, tell me,
yeah,
please.
will you able to tell us the cash and liquidity?
Of course, this is a part of cash management, right?
Okay,
Okay. So the
thank
very first questions, normally people ask. I mean, I'm going to ask you, like, let's say in my company, they have an only FI module. They have not taken a TRM module, right? I'm just going to discuss about the kind of case study. Okay. Let's say we discuss about the product called investment. What do you mean by investment? Investment is something like you wanted to do a kind of investment in the fixed deposit. Okay, investment in FD for, let's say, for 3 months. So what do you think, like, you have an SAP FI module. Can you able to do that? And if you're able to do that, up to what extent you can able to do that? So the first thing, when you're talking about the any investment products, let's say any product, I'm talking about the one of the product called investment. What are the scenarios comes to your mind? So first is, whenever do you do the investment in the fixed deposit, you need a G, right? So you need a GL master that you can definitely create it in a FI module, right? So I'm tracking you FI module. You create a GL account. Then what you do for the investment, you may be doing called FB50 because you wanted to do the posting into the FI using FB50, right? Or FB01. So whenever you enter, what are the important things when you do the investment? So I'll tell you, when you do the investment in the fixed deposit, let's say you have a scenario, your client is asking, okay, we don't want you to do the treasury module, please do it in FICO module. So what you can do, so first of all, you have to understand what are the fields you require when you do the investment in fixed deposit. Or the first thing is you need to enter the data called what is the start date of investment, right? Then what are the end date of the investment? What are the rate of interest, right? Rate of interest of investment. Then there would be kind of month-end activities like accrual and deferral posting. Okay. Then what are the other things? Current versus non-current. Okay. So can you able to do the things in SAP FICO? Somehow, yes. Maybe you able to do investment, you do the posting. But where are you going to enter this data? Start date of the investment, end date of the investment, rate of interest. So you may be saying that, okay, we'll enter into the text line. Okay, fine. If you enter the data in the text line, okay, you said I'll enter the data in the header text or line item text. Okay. But how about the posting? Means whenever you do these particular things, start date of the investment, end date of the investment, you have to do all manual accounting posting, right? Yes. So you every time you have to do the manual accounting posting, be it the, and second thing, do you have any way to enter the rate? Let's say you said, okay, in the line item text you enter the ROI. So now my question is, in case if you forget, let's say some people, one person has come, tomorrow another person has come to join the organization. and he don't know how system will I mean make you understand, like this particular posting happen, you have to do the subsequent posting. So if someone is forgot, then there is no way, right? Similarly, if you don't know if the another person come and joins, if you don't know where the rate of interest would show, then what will happen? He may not be knowing, because whatever you're entering the data, it doesn't have a proper structure of it. If someone don't know, he cannot able to identify where the rate of interest would be lying. And then every month, whatever the, let's say you have an option, like whenever they do the investment, they have an option whether they wanted to avail the interest. One more thing, if they wanted to take the interest money to their bank account, interest money to their bank account, then how do you going to do that? Again, you have to do the lot of calculation to identify what would be the interest amount, and then you have to do it manually. So if you think of everything is manual, if you forget, there is no way the system would trigger you. If you don't know where the interest rate has been mentioned in the line item, let's say in the you're in the FI module, you cannot do. Again, for accrual referrals, you have to do it manually. There is no option to identify what is the current versus non-current portions. Suppose if you have done an investment for a, let's say, more than a year. So out of that, how much amount would be the part of current, and how much portion of money would consider as a current? Those kind of things, details, you cannot get it. Now, I will show you in SAP TRM system how the SAP TRM module beautifully designed to take care of all these areas. So let me open my system. So the transaction code is called FTR underscore create. This very big transaction code. Normally, uh, normally this kind of transactions, whenever you go and ask from the client, they will not give, because whenever we are talking about the FTR underscore create, this transaction is very big. Using this transaction, you can create any sort of deal, be it money market deal, be it securities deal, be it trade finance deal, any damn deal. So that's the reason whenever we sit with a security team to get the required access, we normally, they don't normally do not provide this kind of access. So they said, you model wise, module wise, product wise, you give me the T codes. So let's say for the money market product, the transaction code to create is TM01. Similarly, for the Forex, it would be TX01. So we have to make convince to the security team, saying that instead of giving one transaction, give this transaction so that we can able to do testing of any of the product. So this is the first challenges we always feel that. And the second thing, now you see that, let's say this is the company code. So I said TRP1, okay, and the product type would be, let's say, TD1. Transaction type would be, let's say, 100. Okay, so I'm just showing you a kind of an understanding how basically it looks like. Now you see that this is the amount. Let's say you have investment, you have done an investment of 100 million, and let's say you wanted to do the start date of the investment would be, let's say, from today. If it's today start date, and let's say end date of the investment would be sorry, for 4 month. Okay, now you see it will tell you, like, okay, the 4th of 1st April, it's not a working day. Okay, so because the calendar is waiting link here. Now what is the rate of interest percentage? Now let's say I said 4.7%, right? And then it will ask you what is the interest calculation method, but most important is monthly. So let's say you saying that the corporate big offer that you will get the interest on the monthly basis. Okay, that means we have a contract, whatever the investment we have done, whatever the interest is coming from the investment, that you will be getting it on monthly basis to your bank account. Let's say you have opted for this kind of options. You opted for the option called you wanted to take the investment out to your account. So now you can see that everything everything is a very structured manner. So in case if you do not have this particular module, you do not have an option to enter start date of the investment, end date of the investment, percentage rate of interest, what would be the calculation, interest calculation method, how the interest to be paid, whether it would be paid, they have opted for principal plus interest on the maturity at the end of the term, or they wanted to go for monthly or daily basis, whatever way, all the options are there. Okay, now if you go to the cash flow, which is very important here, you can see system has shown that all the required cash flow, like whenever you do the investment. So let's say you have done 100 million investment. Now what is happening whenever you done the investment, now you can see the direction from the cash flow perspective. You did the investment, your money has gone, your investment has increased, but your money has gone. So it will show the direction. The direction is showing 100 millions minus. That means this direction is showing you have done the investment. That means the money has gone out from your bank account for 100 million. Similarly, what we have opted for that interest to be paid every month wise, whatever the interest being accumulated, that you have opted to take out that interest every month on month basis. Now you see that based on the interest we have defined, system has calculated the interest and it is showing for that particular month, this would be the interest components. These are the, and on the every month it has done. So how many months we have done this investment? So another 4 months, right? It's for 4 months. So the 4 month it has calculated the interest, and finally this is the final payment. So at the maturity, system will going to give you the, this is the final payment and the remaining interest. So now another, so what happened is if you see this particular product, how it is designed, it designed as per the requirement. So in whenever you're talking with the um, treasury business users, they are only bothered about the cash flows, right? There are the various cash flows. It's called a flow type associated with that. This flow type, whether it's an plus or minus, it's an outflow or inflow. This flow type, it's makes, I mean, it's one of the vital, um, vital point, vital, configuration thing in the treasury, because based on this flow type, they will understand which is the direction of the money, whether it's an inflow of cash or the outflow of cash. And another important thing is based on the flow type, based on each and every flow type, the account determination being configured. So the accounting determination, when you configure, we have to configure for each and every flow type. Let's say when you're talking about the investment increase. So in the background, what would be the accounting entries? The accounting entries would be, let's say your investment account would be, um, let's say investment account would be your cash house. So first of all, when you do the investment, what will happen? Your outgoing cash would be, you know, it would be credit. So your investment would be increased, means your investment account debit to your outgoing cash clearing account would be credit. So where are we going to configure? How are you going to configure? How the flow types is linked with the update type? Also, this all is a kind of one-time configurations. So what will happen? Talk about that to bring only FI module. You all time you have to do the manual calculation, which would be very complex. Every time you have to remember, and because there is no report available to see that where, I mean, what is that investment started, ended, don't report, because if you implement, if you have only FI module, but if you have gotten TRM module, you can go and see the report and many cases. See, now these all the cash flows. I do not have to create it manually. I do not have to post it manually. We have a transaction code called TBB1. The moment I execute, all this flow type based on the date, the dynamic selection we created for the schedule job, based on that, system will automatically post the accounting entries, right? So there is no manual intervention to do that accounting posting manually, to calculate, to identify how the interest to be calculated, what is the amount of to be calculated. Everything you can see that in the cash flow, system has calculated all the flow type, and all against all the flow type. If any accounting document get posted, you can go and see it here. For all this flow type, we normally configured based on each and every flow type accounting entry, so that once you configure one-time activities for the account determination, once you do that for any new products, it will go and post it like that way. So you get rid of this manual doing posting. All this posting in FI in Treasury module, TRM module, it's automatic accounting posting. Matic. So whether it's in start date, everything means this you haven't. Now if you haven't TRM module, start date you can enter as a field, right? In the fields available. Then for start date, end date, rate of interest, all these things, even you can do the configuration for accrual deferral. It would be a single time. Once you define that accruals and deferrals, you system will, that is also automatic posting. Posting. Then also we have an option to define the current versus non-current. That is also, you need not to do it manually. You go to the, there is an option where you can avail, you can see that out of this investment how much amount would be the part of current portion. Out of that, what is the current portion, what is been the non-current portion, that segregation you always get it. You need not to bother about to do the manual posting of the accrual deferral every month end. So everything that would be happening based on the configuration, it would be happening automatically. So after that, one most important, these are the just kind of understanding about the SAP TRM module. Now there is one more important thing as a business partner. So whenever you're talking about the FIMM SD, like business partner. Now the TRM Treasury business partner is a slightly different. They are normally not called the business partner. They are called counterparty. Now what is the difference between the counterparty and business partner? I tell you. See, normally when you call about the normal business partner, so business partner is what? The business partner is you are dealing a business transactions with them, right? So let's say you bring some material from the vendor, you're selling the finished goods to the customer. So this kind of relation is called normal business partner relation. But when you're doing the investments with the bank, they are not called business partner in the true sense, because you are not dealing with, you're not buying any raw material from them, you are not selling a finished goods to them. So they are not business partner in the true sense. They are called counterparty partner. Counterparty partner means what? Counterparty. The counterparty means other than the business partner. So any relationship other than your normal business partner is called the counterparty. Because you understand the definition of the business partner, it will not suitable here in case of SAP TRM. So there would be a different relationship. So if you see that uh, the business partner in the TRM module would be created. Let me go here. So if you go to that business partner, so this business partner would be created under the different BP role called um, counterparty BP role. Now it has got a many tab, it has got an address tab, identification. But when you go to the company code, it has got a company code segment data, it has got a general segment data, it has got a company code segment data. Now you can see that the tab, the company code level tab, it's entirely different from your business partner tab. So in the company code segment business partner, you may be defined the GL account, reconciliation account, payment term, all like things, right? But when you're talking about the treasury business partner, it has got a completely different tab. It's saying that SI payment details, SI correspondence, SI authorization, SI derived flow, right? So what do you mean by SI? SI stand for standing instructions. So the standing instruction for how which bank to be used to make the payment, right? Like this particular product has been giving authorization. That means what happened, let's say uh, this is plays very important role here when you're talking about the business partner. Let's say this authorization check. Now what will happen, let's say I'm removing the authorization check from here, right? And now if I try to create the deal, okay, fine, something wrong. So if I do not create, let's say if I remove this particular tag and if I try to create a any product type, it will throws an error saying that this particular money market tab, this particular check is you are not giving authorization. So these are basically kind of an cutover activities where we are assigning. So when you are doing this various load of the master data, that point of time we going to update those details, like this particular who is the particular vendor, like which particular BP is having authorization to deal with this particular business partner. So that kind of things. So there are the way of handling the business partner in SAP FICO. It's entirely different in SAP TRM module. The fields are completely different. So you have to act upon accordingly based on the requirement of the TRM module. So these are the various things, like, when you talk about the standing instructions of the payment or the derived flow. So these are the various business process scenarios we do that. Let's say a particular product having a tax, if you wanted to include any TDS. So where you're going to define, you have to make it first into the derived flow, and then you have go and assign here what kind of TDS would be applicable for that. So this is all about a kind of understanding about the SAP Treasury and risk management. And as I said, like the SAP TRM configuration would be pretty simple. Like, you find whatever the configuration you do, but the point here is you have to understand how this basically having a link. Because when you're talking about the linkage, there are two aspects of it. One is called, the aspect is called product level configuration, and another aspect is called account determination level configuration. So there is basically no link. So you have to understand how the link to be established with the help of derivation logic, how we're going to give the authorization, derived flow, how to use the payment details so that it will create the automatic payment request. So this all we're going to understand, we're going to learn it in the SAP TRM and Treasury and Risk Management. So this is thought of a kind of a small introductions of that. So any questions, any doubt, please feel free to ask me. So I'll not go beyond that. So I hope you get some understanding about the SAP TRM module.
Abhi, this is Sridhar. I have a quick question. So
Yeah,
your
please.
training, is it more geared towards ECC, or would you also tell, like, because I believe in
No
S4
ACC,
HANA,
S4 HANA,
Treasury.
no
Okay,
ACC, only
okay,
S4 HANA. We're
okay,
not going to do any training on ACC. Just make it a
okay.
note.
All right, makes sense. Thank you.
Because S4 HANA came 2015. Now still nobody wants to learn in the ACC, frankly speaking. So my training is entirely on the um, S4 HANA. Yes. Any other questions?
Hi, sir. Sir, I don't know anything about SAP. So, mm,
Sairaj Kiran, right?
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So,
Okay, Sairaj, I told you one thing. I told you one thing.
yes,
I have given a training
yes, sir.
to a bunch of people who do not have any understanding of SAP, and this is all of
Yes,
freshers.
sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
and if they can do it, and you can also do it. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Any other question?
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. Hi.
Hello. Yeah, good evening, sir. I'm
Yeah.
Srinivas here.
Hi, Srini.
Actually, I'm based in Delhi, but I'm staying in Abu Dhabi right now.
Okay.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I'm listening.
See, yeah. See, actually, sir, I have a 27 years experience in this Treasury department in Delhi. Okay. But
Great.
after
Great.
that, I came to here in Abu Dhabi. But actually, I
Hmm.
want to learn this SAP, sir. But my right now my age is 54. See, am I eligible for this? Because I have
See.
a thorough knowledge in treasury. That
Okay.
too,
I
I'm
tell you.
handling with so many like
Okay. Sure.
yeah.
Sure. First of all, I tell you, age is not the case. Age is not the matter. I'm also not 35. I'm almost 42, 43 years old. Okay. So the point here is right now,
Yes, sir.
the your experience counts rather than your age counts.
Okay, sir.
This is what my understanding.
Okay,
The
sir.
problem would be, I tell you, why is the problem with the ages? So people will getting age, they feel reluctant to do new things. So that things you have to come out. You have to do the practice because only training will not give you the confidence. When you do the training, practice properly, and that you have to take care of. That I cannot take care. If you do the practice, if you
Yes,
present
sir.
yourself that you have a vast domain experience and you're also hands-on with the SAP, I don't think anybody can stop you.
Okay, sir. And one more thing, sir. Actually, sir, one more, like under this training, no, that I have did some spot transactions, FX forward contracts, and commercial papers, non-convertible debentures, mutual funds, and everything. So that is all are covered under under this SAP training,
Of
sir.
course. Yes,
TRM.
yes, of course, of course, of course. If you see
Oh,
that,
great, sir.
I'll
Mm.
show you my course content once again to all.
Okay, sir.
Can you see that money market mutual funds, bonds, forward, spot?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So any other question? And another
Nothing,
thing is,
sir.
another
But
important things I'll
you
tell you.
said that I can do
Mhm.
this course, no, sir. And secondly, sir, I
Uh-huh.
don't have that much experience in Excel. I know only Excel, some financial like a tally, this and that. But SAP is the first time in my life. I never worked
Okay,
in
no
SAP.
problem. No problem. You'll
No
be working
problem.
afterwards.
Okay, great, sir. Thank you very much.
Another thing is, yeah, another thing is the people who have taken a training from my side, from me, I tell you, out of my first batch, two of them implemented SAP TRM into their company itself.
Oh,
Okay.
great, sir.
So, um, so the point here is whatever you learn based on that you can implement. So if they can implement by their FICO consultant, I think you can also do that. So this is a kind of a story. I mean, it's not a story, but it's a real fact. You can see that. I mean, I have they call me. They said, I'll tell you one story. Actually, it's not story, but this is what
Yes, sir.
when we started the training, people do not trust on us. So I remember one of the ladies. She is from the Germany. She said, "I'll not take a training from you. What is a thing like you going to take a training? I mean, I'll go and take the training from SAP." So what I
Okay,
told
sir.
her, like, I don't know whether you have taken training from SAP, but the SAP has got a standard structure. They have got an everything pre-configured system, and they're going to show you. I'm damn sure you cannot learn that things. And moreover, the amount they charge in Europe market, the SAP training, you know that they will charge in euro huge amount. If you
Yes, sir.
spend whatever you're spending in India, I give you guarantee you'll be learning much more than that. Okay. And that lady, after
Yes.
completion of the training, she has given a feedback and she told me that this, whatever you taught me, I have implemented in my company. Okay. And you can see the feedback. Her name is Lucia. Okay. And she's from Germany. So when I giving this kind of training, they can implement. So yes, my training quality is great, in fact, and you learn everything.
Okay, sir. And suppose, sir, in case if I have any doubt, then how can I contact you?
See,
Suppose
first
yes,
of
sir.
all, what I suggest to everyone, among the group you try to utilize. The biggest problem with the thing is you do not try. You always think of a easy way, like what is the way to configure, how to find that. There are a lot of help facilities available. It's called Google. You can check it. You can discuss among the group, like how they have solved it. You can discuss. So what is happening if you're not able to solve this issue by your end, because definitely if something is very critical you can come to me, but for each and every issues I'm not be there, because I will show you one product and you have to do identify, because all the errors how you're going to handle it, we can show it into the in our training. So after that you have to dedicatedly work. It is not like the issue came and you jump into me and asking. No, the thing is, it will not work that way. You have to go and identify, check the Google, how are you going to find it out, how to solve that issue. So what will happen this way? You have to build your confidence, because in the interview they may be asking something like, let's say they asking, they any company they are into SAP support. They will ask you what kind of errors you have handled. So based on your experience, you
Oh,
can share your experience, whatever the during practicing, whatever the errors you have handled, that you can project it like that way.
okay, sir.
So you're going to create a group
Great.
among each other and you utilize the group, and you have to identify like normal issues, how to solve it. This way you can get an, you know, a custom, you used to with the SAP.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Got it.
Sir,
Tell me.
hello. Sir, actually,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah. Hi.
planning for masters in international business in Germany for the September intake. So before that, I'm planning to complete this certification, sir. I just want to know that how much, um, like how much this certification will help me in
First of
Germany.
all, first of all,
Yes, sir.
first of all, these are two different games: learning SAP TRM and certification. Where did you from, by the way, Sairaj?
Sir, I'm from New Delhi.
No, originally you're from New Delhi. You
No, sir.
born
Actually,
there,
I'm from Andhra Pradesh. I born in. My parents are from Andhra Pradesh. I born and brought up in Delhi.
so you have in your house in Andhra Pradesh now.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I tell you, if you're talking about the Andhra Pradesh, you get the certification done. Okay, you go and take the certification done, clear that. First of all, exams of the TRM, nothing to do with your learning of TRM. I'm not going to give you any training on the certification. That you can go it, take the training. Sorry, the question answers are available. You go buy it, clear that. I'm only taking care of your learning of TRM. So these are the two different things. Learning SAP TRM and giving certification, it's completely different. You not even sometimes understand the questions, but this is how the SAP works. And most important thing in SAP TRM, nobody is asking you the certification. It is your choice. You wanted to project it yourself, SAP. That's why people go with the SAP certification. And another thing is certification may be good for the people who are very freshers. The people who are experienced, for them, I don't think certification is required. This is my understanding.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other
Excuse,
questions?
excuse me, sir. My name is Anjaneyulu. Hello.
Tell me. Yes,
Sir,
tell me. Who's?
am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Sir, good evening, sir. My name is Anjaneyadu. Right now, I'm working with TCS.
Anjana, are you
I
from
have
Andhra Pradesh?
5 years. I have 5 years TCS.
Okay, fine.
I have 5 years experience in SAP. Actually, I'm looking for the TRM module, which helps me to understand the total TRM structures, all what are the lead management, and central finance and the risk management. Everything is covered, and dispute management. Everything is covered.
Central,
Central.
no. Dispute management is a part of FSCM. Credit collection dispute. This is not, I am not teaching those. No, because this is not a part of, TRM module. Treasury and risk management is entirely different. It has no connection with the credit collection dispute management. It has no connection with the central finance.
Okay. Yeah, actually the flow from APP module after the APP module, what is the payments and all, everything is covered here. The only treasury management, like no payments, bank communication and cash liquidity
Yes,
management.
because when you're talking about the payment of treasury will not go F with the F110. It will go with the F111. And
Oh,
when
okay,
you,
okay.
okay, F111 would be extensively used, and we are not using the F110 anymore in the SAP TRM module.
The flow from F110, how it will go,
No flow, no flow, no flow, no flow. There is no relation F110. If you wanted to make the
okay,
automatic payment for the treasury module, it would be always go via the F111. There is no relation between F110 in treasury.
okay,
And there is no relation because you don't have a vendor customer. So when you do not have a vendor customer, how it is linking? Your investment, how it is linking with your suppliers? Think of it.
okay, 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 understood. Sir, are you providing any material like training sessions or this any material and
I
all?
am not going to, I am going to give you my own material. Okay. I'll not going to give you any screenshot of it. I reason because whatever I'm going to show you the configuration exactly same way I'll share my documentations.
Okay, okay,
So material for each and everything you always get it based on I prepare during the runtime of the training. When I'm giving a training at that point of time, I'll create this document and share it to you.
yeah, okay. In any real issues also we can see in that material, the real issues show really what kind of issues we are facing in the TRM. That kind of issues also we can get in that material or in
No,
the.
no. That issues, if you go and check, you during the practice, you can see the lot of issues. You record those issue into your system because that leverage I'm not going to give you. If you really wanted to learn SAP TRM module, you have to dig it. Otherwise, you cannot learn. I'm not
Yeah,
going
yeah.
to tell you my experience, what is my thing, because when you're going to configure the system at that point of time, you come and face lot of issues in the lot of other configuration related stuff, which is not related to treasury. Let's say document splitting. I will show you how to rectify that one, so that you can check it. That you can, when you configure, you can also do the same thing because what the errors I'll be facing, you also face the same error. So you document it in your documents or somewhere. Let's say if you're
Yeah.
to face that point of time, so that error whatever normally we'll get it, I will definitely show you because I'll not be doing any pre-configured system. Understand? I am going to create an enterprise structure into the system. I am going to start the end-to-end configuration. So during that time there will be several errors that you can going to see it how I have solved it.
Okay, understood, sir.
Hmm?
Yeah. By the way, a final small clarification that how many classes during this session, during this
The
training? How
classes,
many?
you don't think of it, you think of all the course content which you're going to, because
Yeah,
when
yeah,
I
course content.
started the first session it was gone like huge time because that point of time system was not it would be more than 50 hours
50 hours.
because
Okay.
more than 50 hours.
Okay.
Because what is happening, we are learning, we are starting the things from the scratch, like we're going to do the enterprise structure configuration from the FI, then we do the enterprise structure configuration of the treasury, and after all these things happening, only then we can configure product level configuration for other products. So for each and every module, we're going to understand how the configuration would be. So that's the reason it will take more than 50 hours.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Any other question from anyone?
Hey,
Mallikarjun?
Abhi,
Hi,
I
Abhi.
have a few
Hi,
questions.
Asna. Asna, you tell me.
Yeah.
Mallikarjun, you can hold it for some time. Next me, maybe. Yeah, Asna,
First
tell
of all,
me.
I'm sorry I joined a little late. I don't know your full name. Could you please tell me? And also
Avi,
your
Avi,
year.
Avi, Avi is my name.
Uh, okay. Can I know your full name?
Avinash.
Okay. Okay. Second of all, I wanted to know, yes, you did say that you would cover cash and liquidity management. So what all topics would you cover in that? Would you basically help us understand how the excess cash flows into treasury and concepts related to that, maybe the related
Concepts,
configuration as well?
concepts, right. Because
Okay.
whenever there is an excess cash flow from how the investment decision would be taken it, right? I may not going to, show you the um, cash concentration topic. Ideally, what is happening, whenever there's an excess cash that will pull from cash concentration, and then it will then what happen at the bulk level, the investment would be happening. I will give you the concept of it. Yes.
And also the system understanding on how we can understand all of this, right? Uh, okay. Also, I wanted to know, uh, I'm pretty sure a lot of Fury apps are also included in TRM, though I'm not aware of them. So would that be also taken care of?
Wherever Fury, no, actually speaking, so whatever we going to do it from the GUI, we're going to do it from the GUI. So if you wanted to do the Fury, there will be no changes. Let's say the TBB1, the way you're going to execute in the GUI, similar way you will be executing in the Fury. So yes, wherever required, but not all Fury apps are going to activate it. No, that you can go and check it in your system. It would be same. The execution would be same whether you execute via the TBB1 or you go to the Fury app and execute the TBB1. It's no differences.
Okay. And we're also going to cover the end user part in depth
Obviously,
as
that's why I'm
to
saying that.
understand the
Hmm,
process, right? Okay.
obviously,
And will the classes be on uh,
that you
daily
can
or
talk
week?
to Sana. She would be coordinating that one.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're
That's all from
welcome.
my end.
Yeah. Mallikarjun, you wanted to add
Hi,
something?
Abhi.
Yes.
Hi, Abhi. Sorry, even the same question. I think whatever she was asking me, I have the
Mhm,
same question I would like to repeat. But no, I joined bit late. But
mhm.
first question my is like since we lack because of the for the treasury we lack of because of the business process. Okay, so
Correct.
uh, you might teach us like might teach us the entire configuration, but the only
Mhm.
misunderstanding we have is the business process. So we wanted to fill that gap. So is this training is also included the business process of complete treasury? I mean to say core model of treasury, like maybe like I can say like the
Can
cash
you see
management.
my screen?
Yeah.
See my screen?
Yep.
Business process, accounting and reporting.
Ah. Okay. Maybe I have missed
Okay.
this
So I
starting.
would suggest you to go, okay, yeah, the recording will be provided to you. You go through it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
See, the
But
first of all, the thing should be never ending. Okay. First of all, if you learn the SAP TRM, that would be enough for you to do that. Another thing is you do not expect each and everything. You also go and explore something. As I tell you, I may not going to show you the cash concentration, but I will tell you how the cash concentration would be, because that is not the part of the curriculum, but this is a small process. What will happen? You create a cash pool. You basically what will happen when the investment decision comes? Normally, one company code will not go and invest. So what they do, they will do the pull from the various whatever the ideal cash lying with the multiple company codes, that being pulled and keep it into the cash concentration on a separate account, and from there they will do the huge they pull the investment. So whatever the ideal cash lying with the all company codes, they will pull and do the investments. So this particular process is called cash pooling, cash concentration.
Yeah.
Okay, very small part, very small part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, Adi, sorry, I missed one small clarification that I asked earlier. My name,
Mhm.
this one. Uh, when the TRM is the very interfaces are involved in this, while the data flow or in the TRM, like any interfaces in affiliate systems are involved in this TRM.
First of all, the TMS, if you're talking about the integrations, no, we are not taking care of. Because if you know that much of process is enough. Okay, now there would be terminal integration that will not take care of. No. So if you're talking about, let's say, I'll give you an example. Let's say,
Yeah, my concern is any affiliate
uh,
systems are involved in the while the
uh-huh.
data flow. While the
No,
data
no,
flow.
no, no,
Okay.
no, no, no. Right. The point is, right now, I tell you one of the expect. Previously in the ACC, there is an option called SAP offer. That offer has been no longer valid. Let me, what is offer all about? Let's say quotation. In if you learn, if you know SAP module, before you create a purchase order, there is a quotation. So similarly, when the bank done the investment, they collect the quotation from the multiple banks, and from that quotation they will select the best offer, and that offer will get creates us in a deal. Now what SAP is saying that we do not this transaction code available. If you wanted to use this kind of opportunity, this kind of configuration, you have to buy the SAP TMS, Treasury Management System licenses. Okay, now those licenses are not available at the free of cost. So only that portion, the offer, if you have this kind of offer or request, that has to be done in the SAP Treasury Management System as a separate licenses. And these licenses would not be available. This product would not be available in this ECC server, which is, kind of whatever the system you are doing that. This is kind of cracked version, and in the cracked version, this license portion of the TMS would not be available. Okay, so this is the
Okay.
only challenges. So
Okay.
cannot ask, the server where from you have received, you go and buy SAP TMS. It will not work at all. This is the only thing it would be missing. And another thing is the variable interest rate, which would be updating by the Bloomberg. So for the training purpose, I say Bloomberg to implement Bloomberg. No, I will show you where the Bloomberg is updating the data, and after that, that has to be done manually. Yeah. So the interface things not possible, but at least the interface where it is updating the data, that we have to configure manually so that it will work.
Yeah, yeah, yes, sir. My concern is in terms of the interface, like one system consists any affiliate systems are involved in this process because in when we are working in the P2P, procure-to-pay process, we're getting the
Correct.
data from Ariba to some affiliate
So,
system.
so you have to get the system right. No, Ariba, is it available in the market? Maybe if you get it, but Bloomberg, is it available? No. Can you get it available TMS system? Nobody will give it. Why? Because first of all, SAP will give it will have a license cost, and that they will give it only the client, not the server where you're getting it from, right?
Yeah, yeah, okay, okay, understood, Avi. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions to anyone? If not, we can wind up the session.
I think Ravi has some question. Ravi?
Yeah. Hi, Ravi.
Ravi, can you unmute and ask your query?
Yes, yes, sorry. Yeah, hi, Avinash. Good evening.
Yeah, hi.
I want to ask you some query like what is the advantages and disadvantages if TR is the place, if not, which kind of industry is the benefit? Like this kind of challenge, how I want to convey to my business if I want to implement it somewhere or can current organization or whatever it is.
I think I have discussed this particular topic. If you go through my video, you can see that.
Okay,
Because Treasury
okay,
module is entirely different with the SAP FICU module. I have discussed, like you cannot implement any of the product of SAP TRM
oh,
without SAP TRM module, without implementing SAP TRM, because there are a lot of challenges.
okay, 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 fine, okay.
Mhm. Any other question?
Okay, thank you so much, Abhi, for a wonderful session. I think so. We are done with the queries. So, guys, if any queries related to the admin part, you can reach out to our BREs, or I have provided my contact number here, an email ID. You can get back to me. Thank you so much, Abhi.
Yeah, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhi.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
yes,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.